Hello everyone, welcome to Akshara Yoga School YouTube channel. Today in this video we will talk about the two fundamental foundation stones of yoga known as Abhyasa and Vairagya. So before we start the discourse, let us revisit to the definition of yoga or the meaning of yoga. So what is yoga? In my previous videos I said that yoga is all about calming of the mind, and this is how it has been described in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, where it says yogaha chit vritti nirodhaha. Yoga is the control or cessation of mental modifications. It simply means that the mental activity has completely ceased, but you are at the pinnacle of awareness, and that is yoga. There is no activity whatsoever at the level of the gross mind, but you are at the same time fully awake. This is what yoga means. So how do we achieve, or how do we come to this state of yoga where we have completely removed or calmed down the mental distractions or unnecessary activity? At the same time, we are fully alert and awake within. For that, yoga suggests two principles, and they are known as Abhyasa and Vairagya. So, as I said, that yoga is all about calming of the mind. It means usually we are in this state of distraction. Usually we are in this state of mind which is filled with random thoughts, or we can say that distraction of mind is a lopsided state of existence where the mind is bent or leaned towards one direction. So how to bring mind back into this state of balance, or simply that state of balance is nothing but a state where the mind is totally calm and relaxed. For that we need a balanced approach, a more equitable method, or a method which is even, which can bring the mind back to the evenness. And for that, the approach that we use is Abhyasa and Vairagya, because when you will use these two principles, the two ways, they will balance each other. So what is Abhyasa? Abhyasa means practice, continuous practice to achieve this state of mind which is undisturbed. So this practice is your entire practice of the Hatha Yoga and the Raj Yoga. All your asana, pranayama, dharana, dhyana, this is all practice. Or the entire science of Hatha Yoga comes under the gamut of practice. So practice is always continuous, without any break. Then only it will bring results. And then we need Vairagya. Vairagya means letting go of the practice or the dropping of practice. Let us go into Patanjali Yoga Sutra, where the Yoga Sutra is describing the practice of asana. In the practice of asana, this concept of Abhyasa and Vairagya comes, where it says Pratna Shathilya. Whenever we practice asana, again these two principles of Pratna and Shathilya are there. So Pratna is your effort. It is the part of the practice, Abhyasa. Abhyasa involves Pratna, continuous effort. And then in the practice there is the inbuilt component of Vairagya, which is Shathilya, or the relaxation of effort, or the dropping of effort. So in this way, the two-pronged approach is there to bring the lopsided mind into a balanced mind. So Abhyasa and Vairagya working together, they bring our mind in this state of evenness. So why we need to drop the practice? That is the most important thing to understand. If you continue to do the practice, again you are in a linear mode. You are just going in one direction. You don't know where you are heading. You are just going on and on without any awareness. The principle of Abhyasa brings awareness into the practice, first thing, so that you can know what actually you are doing. Continuous practice without the involvement of relaxation or dropping of the effort will not be continuous. You will practice for 1 day, 2 days, few weeks or months, and after that you will completely discard your practice. So that's why the second most important reason why Abhyasa is there, that it will help your practice remain continuous. So the very transformation of Abhyasa, Vairagya, is required. When you drop the effort, then there is a surge of the internal awareness. The internal awareness arises, and then you are able to witness the activity of the body and mind. In Abhyasa, you are continuously using this component of body and mind. You are involved into it. It's difficult to observe during the practice what is happening to the mind, what is happening to the body. And then when you drop the effort, then you give some time of witnessing. This witnessing is the stage of real transformation, because now the body and mental activity is coming down in this phase of Vairagya. We are coming to a state of ceasing the activity of the mind, which we have seen in the beginning, and yet we are fully aware. So it means we are moving slowly to the state of yoga. So the very transformation of Abhyasa happens with the help of Vairagya. Another important thing is that Vairagya helps us to discard the unwanted elements that enter into the practice. what is the basic element, unwanted element that enters into our practice? That is the ego, the sense of doership, that I am the doer, I am doing this practice. Now when this sense of doership is there, it creates further impression on our mind, and again you will do the practice. Or when you will go into the practice, you will go with this sense of ego, that it is my practice, I am doing the practice. And now further fanning of emotions and thoughts are there. So howsoever you may try to do practice of asana, pranayama, if this component of doership is not dropped, not much change is going to happen. It happens. The entire practice becomes mechanical because this component of awareness is not there. You go on practicing, your body may become flexible, but from inside, internally, there is no change. So with the help of Vairagya, we can drop this sense of doership. So when there is no sense of doership, there is no question of developing attachment towards your own practice. Now this is again very dangerous. When you develop attachment towards your own practice, and this is what it happens, we develop raga towards our own abhyasa. That's why it is very important that abhyasa should go along with vairagya, so that you are not attached to your own practice. If you develop attachment, your very own practice becomes the source of bondage. Completely opposite. We are approaching the practice so that we can liberate ourselves. But look, your own practice has become your trap. That's why these two principles of Abhyasa and Vairagya has to be mastered. Now another important thing is, with the help of Vairagya, when you drop the practice, you get the chance to observe yourself, to witness yourself, to witness internally. So what happens? From doership, you are moving to the witnessing. From the doing part is now converting into witnessing part. You are now moving in the direction of becoming a seer. And that is what a practitioner of yoga is known as. A practitioner of yoga is not a practitioner, but a seer. Tada drashtuhu swarupe avasthanam. This is what Patanjali says. Then, after controlling the mental modifications, the seer, not the practitioner, the seer establishes himself in his own self. So with the help of Vairagya, we become a seer. And that is what a yogi is known as. One who can seize, one who can see what is happening inside and outside without getting involved into the activity. A seer is just a witnesser. He just witnesses without any attachment, in complete equanimity. He is just watching, not getting involved. And when you are in the state of witnessing, there is no chance that pain or pleasure can in any way disturb your mind. So that is all in this video about Abhyasa and Vairagya. Always remember, whenever you are going to practice any of the limb of yoga, whether it is asana, pranayama, dharana, dhyana. Dhyana we'll talk about later. Till dharana. Because this is what you practice. This element of a Vairagya has to be there. And that will completely transform your practice.